Hi everyone, it's me Elizabeth Symes, aka Fairy Woman. So you're gonna meet me today in my quarantine hair and quarantine sweatshirt because I woke up super angry. I just was angry and stayed angry all day and I still haven't fully come out of it. I couldn't rally to get dressed. My husband and I actually made a joke about me doing a 20-minute rant video and then reading the message and it being like, acceptance. But I thought I'd come in all my gnarliness and realness to talk about anger and how anger has a purpose. And, I live in America and what's happening here right now, it just makes me so angry. And it's a continuous anger that I wrestle with and deal with. But I think that there is justified anger. Anger tells us where our boundaries are. It tells us when we've been mistreated, and it shows us injustice. And right now, I feel like there's just a lot of injustice in the world, but particularly in my country. And I just let myself be angry. I ranted and raved to my family. I spoke very clearly and strongly on some posts on social media. It's what I need to do to speak my truth. And that's what anger does for us sometimes. It helps us speak our truth. There are insane injustices in the world and we're going to see them. And there's always finding that balance of feeling your anger, speaking your truth, and then also expanding and seeing the divine in everything. And you can know that everything happens for a divine reason. You can accept that everything that's happening is happening for some purpose and still allow yourself to be angry at the injustice that you experience. So that's where I am today, because we are on day 36 of the Fairy's Guide to Being Human. And it's day 23 in the book. And I feel like it is kind of funny because it's talking about frustration. Fairy message for the day. You are listening. You are trusting. You are finally putting to use all the tools you have accumulated and created over the years. So why are you still experiencing such chaos? Many of you feel like you have surrendered into a whirling dervish of chaos. You see the larger perspective and can understand why or how, but you don't like it. You still resist the experience you are having. You want the change now. That is okay. The truth is you are experiencing the change now. It is the end result. It's not the end result you want yet. It may never be that end result you want. You might get that result, and by then you will have your focus on the next thing you want to shift. You are driven to evolve and change. Do not let that drive cheat you out of joy in the present. There is beauty here. There is love here. There is joy here. Let yourself have a break from the mental exercises of trying to figure it out and fix it. Let yourself just be okay with every broken piece of your life, yourself, and others. This does not mean you cannot have boundaries or let others do just as they want. It just means you are going to let go of responsibility for their behavior and accept what is. That is what I am actively working on today. Seeing the brokenness in my country, in our society, and other people, and myself, and accepting it. But I'm still feeling angry. But I can find the joy in moments too, like laughing with my husband about me screaming. I mean, my son walked through the room as I was going off and talking about how I, want to take people out and shoot them, which I don't want to do. I actually am very much a pacifist. I'm not a violent person, but there are times when my anger, I just builds up into a place where you just want to destroy things. And that destroy energy is about that frustration. It's a powerlessness. So I'm allowing myself to feel like a victim. And but it's also a place that sometimes we have to get that fire in us that's so angry that we want to destroy things is what pushes us to change. It pushes us to make different decisions. And so I always say anger can be expressed healthily, and it is a very important emotion for us, because when you repress your anger and pretend like you're never angry, and you can't get angry and you don't allow yourself anger, then you don't allow yourself the space to see where boundaries need to be made. You don't allow yourself the space to kind of see what's right and wrong in your life. It just gives a space for people to mistreat you. Action step. We just want you to answer this question. When do you experience joy? Look for your joy. Find what brings you joy. Make a list. Find ways to connect with joy today and each day. Do not confuse joy with a quote-unquote high or an adrenaline rush. Joy is what fills your heart. I would also say joy is what feeds your cells and your soul. You don't feel drained after joy. You don't feel used or worn out after joy. So I am going to work on finding my joy, which will be actually tomorrow, but today, because I do this at night before bed. And I hope all of you can find your joy too and have a magical day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.